Let me, wow. We are live now, right? We are live now, right? Oh wait, that was the wrong chat. Yeah? Nice. I was looking at the previous chat and I was like, wait, no one's saying anything. Okay, yeah, we are. Good. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Wait, let me ping everyone in Discord just so they know we're on a... How do I even get... You know what? I'm not even gonna do anything. It's fine. Ugh. You cheating on us with another chat. It's fine. We're live again. I don't know why that happens. The encoder just crashes on OBS. It just crashes. My entire screen goes black, everything crashes, and then after like a minute or two, it boots back up, shows back up, and it says the encoder has crashed, there's been a problem with the UI, and OBS is gone. So I have no idea what's happening there. But we are live. Interludes are just too strong, I think so. I think so. Okay, I think I clicked accidentally like once, maybe twice. Yeah. Okay, here we are. We're back from the Shadow Realm, yup.
We're here. What in the world's going on, Xiang? Before I answer that, I'd like to confirm something with you. Did you see anyone else on your way here? Anyone at all, like one of the staff or a servant? No, I didn't. In fact, I was just telling Master how strange it was that I hadn't seen anyone else today.
Ugh.
Does it have anything to do with this attack? Yes, this is what I was afraid of. I was hoping that at least one person might be hiding with presence concealment, but I guess that's not the case.
Kama is an assassin who would have presence concealment.
As soon as I realized there was no one else in the command room, no staff, no Holmes, no Da Vinci.
Now the title is correct. That is true, Zeno. The title is correct for this stream because there's no interludes.
I cut off your cause and effect interference to keep you both safe. To think the only ones I could help in time were you two and myself, especially since I have already cut myself off from human history.
Xion?
Oh, sorry. I'll leave my self-examination and strategizing to a different thought process and get to the main topic.
Luna? Hello?
You can see what sort of attack we're under for yourself. Even after sounding the alarm and cutting out the call, you two are the only ones to come here, and that can only mean one thing. We're now the only ones left in the entire Caldia base.
Okay. So what does that mean? Oh, and this was a surprisingly short first era of a prologue. I thought it was gonna be like a 7-hour one. Okay, we're chilling.
The Spirit Origin graph is still working, but you cannot summon a single servant. And there's not a single member of Caldia's staff room anywhere in the base, or Caldia staff, let alone the command room. Even my servant, Captain, is gone. We're the only ones left.
Interesting.
Whether this is due to an external interference or internal sabotage, there's clearly ill intent at work.
Interesting. How did this happen?
I still need to investigate more thoroughly before I can say exactly what happened, but it's already clear what the culprit used to accomplish this. It was ray shifting. They used ray shifting to induce forced spiritual summoning.
Forced spiritual summoning. Okay.
To put it in layman's terms, my coffin was used as a catalyst with which to forcefully ray shift everyone away. What? Is that even possible? I'm sure it would be with Chaldeas, but this is known Chaldea. There's no phase navigational system that advanced here, so it would be impossible to reverse summon by hijacking our system. Usually, I would be 99% sure about that conclusion, but I do have a theory as to how it could possibly happen. However, they're so absurd that I decided to shelve them for now. Next time, I'll not be so quick to criticize how Holmes handles situations like this. I mean, if this were a locked room murder mystery, it would be as if the killer was the greatest pitcher in the entire universe and he killed the victim by throwing a ball through an air vent. That's how unlikely the circumstances would need to be for that to happen. Though that said, I suppose if the universe's greatest pitcher were actually here, then it would technically be possible. Sorry, getting sidetracked. Back on point. We're the only ones capable of fighting back against the attack. Deliveryman, Mash and myself, Shion Eltnam Sokaris. Who could the attacker be? And why in the world would they do this? I can't say anything about that just yet. That said, I do not think one of the cryptors is behind this, since they have no reason to leave their lost belts. I also still have a faint connection to my servant, Captain. So the fact that he has yet to take any action must mean that he is trapped. And I would guess that all of Chaldea's staff and servants are here as well.
Are they okay?
That's what I want to know too. Not everyone on Chaldea's staff is a mage. If it really were ray-shifted, then... I see. You're worried they may be unable to withstand the ray-shift and disappear upon reaching their destination. I cannot deny that such a worst-case scenario is possible. But in this case, I do not think you need to worry, as the ray-shift destination does not appear to belong to standard history.
Okay.
That is, they're moving through space more than time, so my coffin will have no trouble verifying their existence. Of course, I cannot guarantee their safety if they should encounter some sort of violence at the destination.
I mean, yeah. That feels like, Gordolf might be dead.
But if all the culprit wished to do was to hurt them, they would not need to go to the trouble of ray-shifting them. So, thinking logically, I suspect the culprit's goal was to summon and capture them, not kill them. If I were the culprit, I would have frozen them from the moment they were summoned and kept them packaged as spirit ones. I had to do that for the people with low ray-shift attitude anyway, and it would also stop the servants from fighting back. Since they're already being converted during the ray-shift process, that would definitely be the most efficient way to capture them.
Cool.
Then, there's still a chance we can save them.
Since they're ray-shifted, does that mean you know where they went?
Of course. That's the most important part after all. When I got to the command room, all of the ray-shift equipment was already set to fixed parameters. To put it another way, they're all pointing towards a very specific set of coordinates. And since everyone was reverse summoned away, this almost certainly means that someone or something is at these coordinates. Though of course, I cannot say if the culprit just forgot to cover their tracks. There was nothing they could do to hide them Or they left it here on purpose to let us in.
I feel like it's the latter. This feels like a pretty obvious trap.
Where are these coordinates exactly? Does this mean they point to a singularity from the past? That's really the key problem. Remember what I said earlier about the destination not belonging to standard history? It's technically a singularity, but it's also quite different from the singularities we have seen so far. Its influence is spreading, or perhaps I should say, stretching. Usually the bizarre phenomena that take place in singularities are confined to that singularity. But this singularity is trying to interfere with proper human history while remaining a singularity. In that sense, it may be closer to a lost belt. If you think of human history as one long scroll, singularities are like stains that weaken the scroll by contaminating the history around them. Whereas lost belts are like another scroll entirely that was discarded once it was clear it was no longer useful. It could be that this singularity is some sort of hybrid, a pseudo-singularity similar to Shinjuku or Shimosa.
Pseudo-singularity similar to Shinjuku or Shimosa.
I think the most appropriate name we could give it in these specific conditions is Humanity Destruction Zone.
Okay. If it's similar to Shinjuku, that would mean...
Right, if this singularity is the same as Shinjuku, that would mean it came about from... The central coordinates for this singularity, which is currently stretching out like a line, point to mid-17th century Japan, during the Edo period.
Again? Okay.
The province of Shimosa you observed before is gone from history, so I expect this incident is completely unrelated.
Okay.
Understood. Regardless, I think there's only one option left to us. Now that we know where everyone was taken, and the path to them is still open, we have to go there too. From there, we need to find whoever or whatever is behind this, defeat them, and rescue everyone.
Holmes hanging Da Vinci, sure.
Yes, that is true. In the end, that's what it all comes down to. But I'm afraid I cannot let both of you go there. I want you to help me, Mesh. I already have my hands full observing the singularity. I need one more skilled operator who I can trust to observe and verify the Deliverment's existence. Someone who's capable of filling in for 3 Caldia staff members on their own. But if I do that, there'll be no one left to help Senpai in the singularity.
Yeah, true.
That is true, but this is a question of priorities.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going in alone?
If this were a diving expedition, it would be a decision between going down to the depths with an escort, but without a diving suit, or going down with a diving suit but no escort.
Okay. Is it the same though?
It's not even a matter of which is safer. If we're unable to verify his existence, he'll not be able to dive down into this other world at all.
Sure.
But still, going into singularity without even a single servant is just... Yes, I do understand your concerns, but look at the liver mat.
I'll admit, the idea of going there alone is terrifying. Yeah. No meat shield with me? But that's just as true for everyone else too.
Exactly. The fact is, this figurative boat we're on is on the verge of sinking, and we're all in it together. As our base was already attacked once, there's no telling when those of us staying here may be attacked again. So I'm afraid our only option is for you to summon up your courage and look for either a weapon or a companion on sight.
Okay.
Fortunately, this singularity is in 17th century Japan, which by all accounts was a civilized society, so you should be able to reason with the people there. As long as you can get past the first hurdle, I'm sure you'll be able to move things along rapidly.
What first hurdle?
Oh, come on. Have you never seen a samurai movie? I mean, why they draw their swords if you feel someone has behaved inappropriately towards them?
Yeah, if you see Xiang Yu again, well, rip.
I think they call it Burei Uchi. Gosh, imagine a society where you cannot even speak to anyone above your class for fear of being beheaded. That would be terrifying.
Yeah, we experienced that. That doesn't sound reasonable at all. What? What? Those hips make me think it's a woman. And maybe this as well. I kind of thought at first this was arms being crossed. I don't know who it is, but I thought it was arms being crossed, but maybe not.
Burei Uchi? I've never heard of that before. I see. So that is the situation we're in. If this singularity is that dangerous, I'll have to summon up my courage as well. For it seems I'm the only servant in all of Chaldea who managed to evade capture. You're...
Since when is she a servant in Chaldea? She's just chilling at Chaldea? Since now? Don't worry about it? Ever since Seraph, she's just been chilling here? As a beast? Okay. Or potential beast. Or half beast or whatever. Uh-huh. That's why he had a headache when he was thinking of furthering the Ptolemy event. Uh-huh.
Yes, Sishi and Kiara, a servant. I came as soon as I heard the commotion. So, you're going to Japan, then I'll come with you. When do we leave?
Okay, so we don't remember anything from... I see, so we don't remember her.
Oh my, you mean you forgot about me? But then, of course you did. I've accomplished so little, you made almost no impression compared to all of the others, the other glorious heroic spirits. It is no wonder you don't remember me. Yes, this works out beautifully. Please, do not concern yourself about my origins, alright? Whoa, looking at this magical energy flow, that's definitely one of Delivermat's servants.
Huh? I do not remember making a contract with her.
Let me see. Class, alter ego, a special kind of heroic spirit who does not fall under the standard categories. So you're a non-regulation servant. That's right in line with my calculations, yes. Since even I was not able to see you, the enemy must have overlooked you entirely. At any rate, this works out perfectly. Now we have a trustworthy bodyguard to go along with Delivery Mat.
Man.
Oh, oh, I'm so relieved. Thank you, Kiara. I'm so sorry I wasn't aware of you up until now.
So we're gonna just trust her? I guess so. I guess it's that easy. No questions as to how she managed to avoid it. Nothing. Just run with it.
But you're obviously gentle, clean, and cool-headed, and you even seem to be familiar with Japan. I couldn't have asked for anyone better right now. When did you summon her, senpai? I can't seem to remember.
I can't remember the first time I met her very well.
You are sure we can trust her, right?
Nope, not in the slightest. I don't know about trust, but she's definitely dependable. I mean, I guess she can fight.
I see. So she's another anti-hero, like shooting Doji.
I wouldn't call her an anti-hero either, no. I think she's just a straight-up villain, though.
She doesn't quite seem to fit that mold, but whatever, never mind that. Thank you for doing this, Kiara. I know that between keeping Master safe and rescuing all the others, this is a lot to ask of you, but you're so polite, Lady Mesh. That heartfelt consideration of yours is all the reward I need.
I'm sure Melt is worse. That is true, that is true.
Please, you needn't worry. As I said, you'll be happy to accompany Master.
Wait, you'll be happy? I'll be happy.
Usually, a servant like myself would have no part to play in any mission and would never even be called upon.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt, exactly.
So if you have called upon me now, the circumstances must be dire indeed. I, Shishu and Kiara, swear to swallow any hard feelings I may have and do everything I can to help.
Are we not gonna question this? What do you mean by hard feelings? What do you mean by a servant like myself? Why would we? True, true.
If the extra class servants escape the enemy's notice, maybe we still have hope of finding a couple more. Ideally, I'd like to send Delivery Mat in with 4 Heavenly Kings, or at least 3 Musketeers.
You just seen Yume running in Caldia? True.
Alas, it seems I was the only one to elude the hand of temptation.
You contracted her, it's not her problem, BB erased your memory. I do not remember contracting her. Did we? Wait, was that did they show us contracting fucking Kiara? Ain't no way.
I am somewhat different from the other extra servants, thanks to my something skill.
Yeah? Yeah? Independent what?
Did you mean independent action? There must be a very powerful story behind you. I would be very interested to hear more about it, but right now, I found someone. You mean there's another servant besides Kiara? Yes, I'm going to track down one more. Excellent work, me.
Yeah, surely she meant independent action, yep.
However, this servant is not here in the Wandering Sea. The signal I found belongs to the very last servant that was reverse summoned out of here. They appear to have stopped right before the end of the ray shift. Perhaps they are doing their best to fight back. If you go after them now, you may still be able to rendezvous with them. Oh my. So they're doing their best to stay strong. How reassuring.
Man, I really don't want to go with her.
But any heroic spirit is completely defenseless right after a ray shift, no matter how strong they are. They could easily be gobbled up from behind before they can adapt to the singularity. Oh yes, I understand. I also understand why we would be reluctant to act under the circumstances, Lord Delivermed, but I think now is the time to do so. We should ray shift out of here and go help this last servant as soon as possible. I agree with Miss Kiara. If we do not help them now, this servant will most likely end up trapped, just like all the others. You need to make contact with them first and re-establish your contract's connection.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry I cannot give you more time to prepare before you leave the Livermed, but...
That's fine, I'm ready.
I'm reminded of another saying. Make hail while the sun shines. If you know what it is we have to do, and we risk losing something important if we don't act soon, then maybe we should just ignore any doubts we have and move full speed ahead. Either way, my job is to make sure you have all the support you need. So please, Master and Kiara, we're counting on you to save everyone. Understood. Not to worry. I'll take care of this. Whatever I can do to help, however small, I'll see this through to the end, even should it cost my life. Still, to think that our reunion after so long a time would involve a journey to such a faraway land. Just imagine the two of us, all alone, on a dangerous expedition with me in this fleeting form that could be turned to dust at any moment.
Ma'am?
I can still need to be ever so careful.
Ma'am, please. Ma'am, I'm a minor.
Otherwise, I might get so nervous that I inadvertently reveal a rather unseemly side of myself. Final safety checks complete. All systems are go. The ratio coordinates are set to 35 degrees 41 minutes north, 139 degrees 45 minutes east, mid-17th century Japan.
Welcome, Sparky, welcome.
Since you seem to have some familiarity with the country, you probably already know this, but this will put you in the town of Edo from about 400 years ago, the city everyone knows today as Tokyo.
Welcome, Orlando, welcome.
One of your two primary goals for this ray shift involves the location itself. This is not an ordinary singularity, it's a massive humanity destruction zone that appears to even be affecting the axis of time itself. If you do not do something about this, about it now, it is certain to become a huge problem, so one of your primary goals is to take care of the zone itself. Most of the singularities we've seen to date were caused by a massive magical energy resource, typically a holy grail. So if you find something like that here too, you may need to take it into custody.
Been there, done that, got a mystic code. But what about, you know, the other problem?
Sure, I guess I do not have to tell you that that particular goal is just the official party line, at least in one sense. I mostly just decided to cover our bases like an alibi. Just keep it in mind so you don't forget about it entirely.
Did I miss something? Oh, the stream crashed earlier, Sparky. So, yeah. This is the second stream. If you look at my live tab, another stream went live, like about a 50-minute long stream, where we did the Xiang Yu interlude.
The other goal is, of course, much more important and much more urgent. Rescuing all of Chaldea personnel and servants currently trapped here.
Stream doesn't like the horse? No, I think it's the stream not liking Ooku. So it crashed after finishing the horse interlude.
We still have another huge problem we need to take care of, namely resolving the bleached earth phenomenon. This order may be much smaller in comparison, but it's an important step nonetheless.
No, because in the description, it talks about Xiang Yu, so it was not a bait.
This enemy has launched a direct attack on Chaldea. There's only one thing for us to do in response.
I missed the Xiang interlude. Yeah, it's on the previous stream. It is on my channel. It's just separated into two parts.
Counterattack, counterattack, and counterattack some more. By doing so, we'll fortify our position for the upcoming Grand Order.
Title drop.
So I hope you understand that this ratio is a crucial trial for all of us at now on Chaldea.
I promise to come back with everyone safe and sound.
Good. Then as this ratio supervisor, I hereby declare that this emergency directive, this counter order is underway. Master, please be careful over there.
Okay. Oh man, I need this arrow to be over. I need more tea. And I need to take the throat medicine.
Starting the summon program. Commencing spiritual conversion. Ratio begins in 3, 2, 1. All systems are go. Proving urgent order. Initiating counter order operations.
Here we go. And we ray shifted. It's been a hot minute. The end of the arrow? Okay, let me go make some more tea. Let me get some cough syrup, and I'll be BRB. Wait, you guys can look at Kama in the background in the meanwhile. Like this. Why is it focused? Okay. Let me see, Robert. Let me see if anyone's getting banned. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's funny. I felt as though something or someone was calling me. Not just one thing now. Huh? Oh. Wait, what? I'm guessing this is actually Kiara.
All sorts of things are layered on top of each other to form me. Though I also feel as though it has been that way for a very long time. I'm a goddess. I'm the wife of the supreme god.
Oh, is this Kama?
The supreme god, Maheswara. I'm a servant and the avatar of mankind. I'm called upon by humans. I'm one who aids the effort to protect the world. And now, I'm being called away. Heading there as I speak. Though I'm sure I'm being called away, I also know that I'm heading there of my own volition. I have to. I must. The impulses within my divine core demand it. I brush off the arm rudely, trying to take hold of me, but I don't run away from it. Instead, I follow it to its source. I step out of a passageway made by humans with human craftsmanship. I head towards a place that is not now, a time that is not here. I know something is waiting for me, something I can't ignore, and now I arrive at a land of humanity, twisted beyond all recognition. I saw it the moment I arrived.
Luna, you're gonna have a very rough time if you're gonna try to get me to say nice things about the Sakura face, I'm gonna be honest. Saber face, you can make an argument for it, but Sakura face is gonna be a difficult hill to climb.
I saw it the moment I arrived. The light of a soul, so faint it seemed as though it might go out at any moment. It was so small, so weak, but it was still glowing. Even if it was fated to vanish in an instant, it was still there. I saw it. It looked to me like I was struggling desperately against something, like I was waiting for help. I'm sure this isn't the reason I came here. It was only by coincidence that I happened to find this tiny remnant of a human soul. But that's exactly why I had to help it somehow. After all, if I came across a person in trouble, I wouldn't need a reason to help them. Every decent person would hope to do the same, even if they rarely do in practice.
If I came across a person in trouble, I wouldn't need a reason to help them. Wait. Okay.
So, as a kind and loving goddess, how could I refuse?
Okay, some self-glaze. Yeah, Robert.
It looks like you arrived successfully, Lord Delivermed. So that was a ray shift. How novel. It's quite a different mystic and even experience than entering someone's mind.
What is this place?
Usually, we try to set the ray shift coordinates to give you more time to take stock of your surroundings, but we simply don't have the time.
It's the castle that we were in Shimosa.
So instead, We went to the location as close as possible to the target reading. As a result, it looks like you ended up inside Edo Castle, the heart of Edo's governing authority.
Oh.
You've essentially directly invaded the most heavily secured base of the entire country.
The Garden of Sinners. Nice.
There's no telling who or what might be nearby, or what could happen, even from our end. Master, Kiara, please be as careful as possible.
Sure.
Yes, that's true. At this point in history, Edo Castle was so tightly guarded that not even a fly could get through unnoticed.
Oh, man.
If a thief or spy did manage to sneak in, the guards would surround them 10, perhaps even 20 to 1, or at least, I thought they would. But instead, it's eerily quiet here. Why, it's almost as if... You can take stock in your surroundings later. You're almost on top of the servant reading we were targeting. Please, rendezvous with them first. Once they've joined with you, you can start gathering information.
Roger that. Man, the lack of questions from Fujimaru Ritsuka is giving me flashbacks of freaking Seraph. Ugh. Because he just does not care about who Kiara is in the slightest.
I see them, over there.
Is this Parvati? Yeah.
Oh, so that's Shiva's wife, Parvati, or rather a pseudo-servant of her.
It's a continuation of that with Kiara, yeah. Instead of he got saved and here they're being dumb. I think in both of them he was... I mean, instead of he was definitely extremely frustrating, Fujimaru Ritsuka. And he's giving me flashbacks of that. The sacrifice main interlude. Great.
Perhaps she was able to hold out better by virtue of being a divine spirit, or maybe there's another reason why she was the only one to evade capture. At any rate, she did great holding out against the enemy's reverse summoning. Oh yes, she must be wonderfully strong-willed. We had better help her before this enemy or whoever can steal her away.
Par? Are we like chill with her like that? Hey Par, it's me, the liver man. Who is this? I mean, who is Parvati?
No.
Okay.
Huh? I said no. I'm not the Indian goddess Parvati.
Okay. Then who are you?
Very well then. I still don't know who you are, but I'll tell you who I am. I'm the one who oversees Ooku here in Edo Castle. Once I served as third Shogun Tokugawa's Iemitsu's wet nurse.
Okay.
My surname is Saito, my given name Fuku. Now I go by the name bestowed upon me by the Imperial Court, Kasuga no Tsubone.
What? Who? Huh? Saito Fuku. Kasuga no Tsubone. Did you play the Parvati trial quests? No. I did not. Say what?
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Kasuga no Tsubone is one of the most famous women in Japanese history.
Interesting. We forgot? Oh. Oh, awkward.
Although, given how great your surprise is, Master, I'm guessing she doesn't look quite like how you expected.
It's almost irrelevant? Okay.
Hey, it's not that, apart from her outfit.
To be fair, like half of the servants in FGO, like Fujimaru Ritsuka acts very familiar with because of the events, and I have no context about it either, so it's not anything new.
That's definitely the Parvati we know. What in the world is going on here?
Maybe she's just a Sakura face smash. Hello? Oh.
I'm afraid it's kind of complicated. Oh, to be clear, I'm the goddess Parvati, you know. Shiva's wife, goddess of elegance and grace, all of that.
Hmm.
For a while, I was a little worried that how this would all turn out, but I feel much better now that you're here, Delivermet.
Wait. What? Huh?
Hmm? What could these readings mean? Is there someone else inside your inside of your spirit origin? I see. So your acquaintances with Lady Par. Please forgive my earlier outburst.
So is this an alter ego then?
I'm afraid I still understand what's going on very well myself, but I'll do my best to explain what I can. It's only proper after all. Ahem. This is, of course, not my own body. I had fallen ill and was waiting for death to take me. In fact, I think it was after the final thread joining me to this life that had snapped that Lady Par rescued me. At that moment, I noticed something strange was happening to Edo Castle and had a flash of insight. It must have been the heavens themselves, or perhaps Lord Tosho Daigongen, who delivered this Indian goddess to me in my hour of need.
Arnaldo, if it's gonna get explained in the story, then no. What's up, K-Star? What's up? What happened to the first part? Stream crashed. So we had to do a second part. But basically, this stream was the beginning of Ooku, so for all intents and purposes. You have a quick recap on the Discord about Parvati's quest. Let me just check it out real fast. Holy! Okay, I'm gonna check it out later.
It must have been the heavens themselves, or perhaps Lord Tosho Daigong.
Oh, I already read this.
They must want me to use this goddess's body and powers to do something about this predicament. As I said earlier, I don't think that's what's going on here. Of course it is. It must be. I'm at least reasonably sure.
This is Shiki. Quick, he said, yeah.
How else could something this preposterous, this absurd, this ridiculously far-fetched even happen? If her voice is anything to go by, she has a lot more energy than I expected. But, never mind that. What's this predicament happening at Edo Castle right now? I'm neither a warrior, nor do I practice any kind of sorcery. I was only given my current title thanks to the little skill I have with the Naginata. The significance of this could not be clearer. The predicament I speak of has befallen Edo's castle innermost chambers, where no man but the shogun himself is allowed to enter. I speak, of course, of the place where the shogun's wife and concubines live, the Ooku.
So Ooku is, what, an inner chamber of the castle? Okay.
I don't know how or why, but everyone in Edo Castle has completely disappeared, and in their place, the Ooku has transformed into a labyrinth that appears to reach deep into the bowels of the earth.
Okay, that's cool. Tokugawa Restoration Labyrinth. Is that it? Is that the end of the prologue? Oh, it is. Well, I guess we're doing more than just the prologue today. We're restoring the Tokugawa Shogunate? It seems that way. Act 1, Tokugawa's Invitation.
Now I see. So you're Lady Parvati. I'm used to hearing your Buddhist name, Umahi, so I didn't recognize you at first. This is also my first time meeting a being from the mandala, so I must confess that I'm a little nervous. Still, right now, we're both servants contracted to Lord Deliverymat. In that spirit, I'll do my best to contain my excitement so we may work together harmoniously.
I see, gents. Okay. Did someone say Uma?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't believe we've met. Me? Oh, I'm just a humble nun who ain't wholly unworthy to introduce myself to the great Lady Casca and Lady Umahi, but if you insist. My name is Seishin Kiara. It's a pleasure to meet you. I feel like there's something inside you that is entirely separate from anything related to faith. Something that, depending on the situation, I might need to deal with quickly and decisively. Oh my, something inside me.
Of course there is.
Please don't look in there. It's far too embarrassing.
Ah.
Still, it should be okay for now. I had the sense that there's a dam within you, and could break at any moment, but that you also wouldn't be here otherwise. Admittedly, I'm not entirely sure what that means. Yes.
Is she excited to get into double entendre? Kiara, stop. Yeah, I agree. It's a lot.
Yes, I suppose it only makes sense that the goddess would pick up on my connection in this singularity. But that's likely as far as her awareness goes. Even I still don't have the whole picture myself. There's no way she could figure this out before me. There's definitely something about you that nags at me, but we have more pressing things to focus on right now.
Kiara's the one neurotic I'm not fond of. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like Kiara. I really don't like Kiara. I mean, obviously she's supposed to be the villain and stuff, but like, I just, ugh. There are fun villains, but she is just, I don't like her. Okay.
Yes, I can sense that there's something here.
GSSR spooks? Oof. Kiara or Melt? All the same level.
Whatever it is.
I'm kidding, by the way. Ugh.
Whatever it is, it's something only I can confront. Thank you for waiting. All equipment is all adjusted and fine-tuned now. This is a rare and valuable situation, so I wanted to make sure all the data we collect is accurate.
Did you read that Edge Me a manga after? I didn't fully read it. I went through some of the cool pages and stuff like that, but I didn't fully read it. I don't think. Or at least I don't remember if I did. I don't think so, though. I probably should. It's in the Discord, right? So I can still go back and read it. You know what Kiara did, right? I've seen the parts with Kiara and Demia, but I can't recall. I can't recall. I'm gonna need to go back and reread that stuff. It's been a few months.
This is a rare and valuable situation, so I wanted to make sure all the data we collect is accurate. Part of me would like nothing better than to find out if you evaded capture thanks to being a divine spirit servant, or if it was a confluence of circumstances owing to your avatar in the particular place to which you were summoned. But for now, we should limit our focus to gathering as much information about the current situation as we can. The more testimony we have from more varied perspectives, the better, after all. So please, tell us what happened from your perspective.
Imagine I had to wait like a year between last belts. Yeah, that would suck. That would suck.
So you came across Tsubone's soul while you were being drunk here and decided to help her on a whim. That's right. I realized that sharing my spirit origin with her was the only thing I could do to save her. I knew it was only a stopgap, but I just couldn't look the other way. But thanks to that, my own definition became less clear. And I think that's why I was able to escape the enemy's force summoning.
After Order Call 3, you'll have to wait 8 months with us for the next main chapter, so you'll get a taste. Yeah, I'll feel it with other games, but it's gonna be, I'm probably gonna forget, like, basically the entire story up until that point in 8 months. It is what it is.
So it all worked out in the end. I didn't even feel any kind of force pulling on me anymore. Though I do still smell something foul at work here. And I think it's coming from over there. That place Kasuga Tsubone called Ooku. As far as I can tell, whatever's going on here is just as she described. So all the people at Edo Castle disappeared, just like the ones at Caldia base. And now the Ooku has turned into a labyrinth. Coincidence? I think not. This is all clearly connected.
Definitely. There will be 6 story recaps in movie form. Nice.
At this point, it could not be clear that the attack on the Wandering Sea and this strange phenomenon in Edo Castle are the work of a hostile force. That aside, I'm still not quite sure what you mean when you say that the Ooku has turned into a labyrinth. Did you see it for yourself, Tsubone? Well, sort of. I was just thinking, oh crap, I'm really dead now and ascending to Nirvana when I think I caught a glimpse of it. Then just as I had realized that something strange was going on with my Ooku and was feeling thoroughly pissed off about it, that was when Lady Par saved me. So no, I didn't exactly get a good look at it, but I'm positive there's something strange going on there.
We'll never get any evidence just standing around here.
You do have a point, but I still think it's disintegrated to this Ooku place.
There's something wrong going on with my Ooku. Yeah.
Before you try to make your way through this labyrinth, you should make sure that your current surroundings are safe and that you have ample supplies. Now that you have accomplished your time-sensitive mission to secure the last reverse summoned servant, there's no reason to rush. Not to mention, we still don't know where everyone else is yet. Right. Right. I'm also worried about the time, what may have happened to Caldia staff and servants. I would have rescued them too if I hadn't happened to...
What?
If I had happened to see anyone, like I did with Tsubone, but unfortunately, I didn't.
Is this gonna be like a all-female cast here, or is this gonna be a guy? Whoa! Whoa! Surely it's gonna be a guy. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I feel like it's a girl. This sounds like a girl. Exactly the sort of cowardly move I would expect from plebs. What a joke. Is that... sounds like a girl.
Director, please, Director, get a hold of yourself. New Year's over now. I see. So he finally cracks under the pressure.
Don't mistake my gentle tone for genuine friendliness. I'm only showing you mercy, as anyone as noble as me would. What? I do not recall giving you permission to speak. Now, lower your heads in my presence. Why do you have like a thingy here? You there, boy. How dare you speak to me so casually? I don't even know who any of you are. And just so you know, commoners like you would usually be lucky to get so much as a glimpse of a noble warrior like myself in your entire lives. Sure, man. So know your place and show me the respect I'm due. Nah, I'm good.
You know who we are. Does that mean you aren't Director Gordon of Music?
Music? Who might that be? Whoever he is, his name certainly has a powerful ring to it. Glazing himself even when he's not Gordolf. But, alright, you listen to me. I'm Tokugawa Gordolf, the great shogun. Oh my god. Look at everyone else's reaction.
Oh my.
Cough, cough, cough. I see you're so shocked you're at a loss for words. And well, you should be. Usually, you'd be utterly unthinkable. It would be utterly unthinkable for commoners like yourself to do so much as to see the Shogun, let alone converse with them. Does no one think it's a bit weird to have like a white European guy be the Shogun? Or nah? In the 17th century? Or 1700s? Nah, he's just pale. Okay. Well, I've heard that later Shogun would sometimes dress up like a commoner and go mingle among them for a lark, but never mind that. At times, it's the mark of a true Shogun to demonstrate his generosity, regardless of how unspeakably rude or undeserving the recipients may be. Now that you're my guests, I'll treat you with the hospitality you deserve. You have my word as the Tokugawa, no, as the Lord of the Ooku, paradise on earth. Usually, the Ooku would be firmly off limits to all men but the Shogun, but today I'm willing to open its doors to worthy guests. I'm talking about an honest-to-goodness paradise on earth here. What's there to think about? Don't bother getting ready. Just come as you are. He's clearly Japanese, true. Trust me, you'll find all manner of happiness inside the Ooku, and it's fun too. That's so goofy. What was that all about?
I just did an analysis on his biological signatures, focusing primarily on his voice print. And I can say with almost 100% certainty that was Gordolf Music. Of course, Mr. Gordolf is human, so I doubt he's sharing his body with someone else like Pravati. Which can only mean that he has been brainwashed.
So all the staff has basically taken on the roles of the people who used to be in this castle. Okay. And there's the labyrinth here. Is he supposed to be a pretty elite mage?
The quality of his magical circuits aside, that depends on how the clock tower evaluates a mage's talents. Not to mention the clock tower seems to take a political power into consideration much more than we do at the Atlas Institute. At any rate, yes, at any rate, I'm afraid my worst case predictions were correct. I'd guess that he was the first wedge. What do you mean? I mean the enemy must have used them to get a foothold for their attack on the Wandering Sea. It would be impossible for an outside enemy to hack our research equipment and to conduct a mass reverse summon while leaving everything else untouched. So I suspect that they might have used a more physical approach for that part. And it looks like they probably chose to do this by using Mr. Gordolf. They must have started by making contact with him and brainwashing him to their side.
Really? You think so?
He could then use his director security clearance to disable all the command room protections. After which, he was likely the first to be shifted away.
He's such a weak link of Chaldea. It's actually insane. Oh my god. What a stupidly efficient attack. Emphasis is stupid. It's not a stupid attack. It's stupid that it worked.
I know what you mean. No matter how advanced the company's security may be, it's all too easy to make off with its data as long as you can sway someone who works there to your side. After all, you do not even need to decrypt it if you can make off with the device's stock and barrel. Honestly, it pains me to think that such a crass, inelegant solution could work this well. At any rate, once the enemy had Mr. Godolph under their control, they must have used his connections to all the other staff and servants to reverse summon them here willy-nilly. It must have taken an unbelievable amount of energy to do that, much more than even a Holy Grail could provide. The enemy would need something with an an inexhaustible resource of generating magical energy. But never mind what happened in the past. Right now, we need to focus on the problems facing us. Facing us now. His outfit may have looked ridiculous, but this is no laughing matter.
You're reading my mind, Matt.
No, if anything, it's even more serious than I thought. Oh yes, if nothing else, we now know that that the director is there in the Ooku. Tokugawa Kordov, was it? We absolutely must save people like him.
Tokugawa Yoshimune. Okay. I was wondering which Tokugawa it was. Okay.
He might not be the only one trapped in the Ooku. Maybe the others are there too.
I guess going there ourselves is really the only option.
Unbelievable. Who does that Godolph person think he is, calling himself a Tokugawa? This is a travesty. How could he even ride his horse to put on his armor with all that excess weight? There's something I didn't tell you earlier. For if word of this got out, it would be an unprecedented crisis for the shogunate, and by extension, all of Japan. Everyone in Il Castle has vanished, including Iemitsu, the current shogun.
Oh, okay. Iemitsu is the kind of like the main one that I know of. Victim blame our idiot, as he should be victim blamed. He was the first cousin to the Iemitsu and was indeed venturing outside the palace, seeing the commoners lived. Okay. It was firefighters. Okay.
He must be within the Ooku as well. I must ask him, no matter what.
Yeah, I know, Jens.
Please, will you help me? I second her request. Please, help her. I may not be at my full strength, but I can still come out like this to help you in battle if things should come to that. And Kasuga Natsubone seems like she knows a lot about the Ooku. I'm sure her knowledge will be helpful. Of course, we have to rescue Gordolf and all the others, but even putting them aside, I think I need to go there. Sometimes I need to confront whomever or whatever's behind all this, and I'll find them in the Ooku.
Oh my god, can we go? Can we go? Can we just it's fine.
I can't recommend charging into enemy territory before you have had a chance to create a campsite of our own.
Let me go! Let me in! Let me in!
But you do have Parvati to help you in battle, and Kaskar and Tsubune to guide you around the Ooku.
You want story? I want story, but I want story in the actual place. I don't want exposition dumping in the beginning.
So after discussing it among my different thought processes, we have come to the consensus that it should be okay for you to go in there under these conditions. So, make hay while the sun shines, was it? Well, if we're going to do this, then let's do it. Your next objective is to infiltrate the Ooku, investigate what's happening there, and rescue everyone who's trapped. There's no telling what could happen in there, so please be extra careful. Oh, don't worry. I practically built the Ooku by myself, you know? It might be a little more labyrinthine now. Labyrinthine now? But I still know it like the back of my hand. Probably. Besides, now I have a goddess of India and her trusty companions here to help me. Whatever sort of nasty person might have taken over the Ooku, I'm sure we can handle them just fine.
Okay. Oh! Oh! Main interludes allow you to play the story portion of the last limited time events that have a strong relationship to this main story. Yeah, I know. Also Zuroka. Also, what did you send me, Robert? Oh, you sent me when the boss fight sheet for Ooku. And wow, it's so very long. Holy. Boss fights. Act 10, Part 2, Arrow 1. That's it. Nice. Only 3 servants? Please don't share the map. They're not sharing the map. Uh, 332. Five, 5, 2.
What's the Osuzoroka? I never had anything nearly this creepy in my Ooku. There suddenly is a strange aroma here. What is this place exactly? This is the Osuzoroka, the bell corridor. It's the only way to get from the Nakaoku, where the Shogun resides, to the Ooku. The Ooku itself has several other entrances. So this corridor is usually reserved solely for the Shogun's use.
Can I, by the way, can I, you guys are talking about like fully clearing floors and stuff. Can I clear the floor even after I finish the story? Can I go back later, like off stream and get the loot that I didn't get during the main story? Yep. Okay. Then I'm just gonna try to do this as fast as possible for the stream. And I'm gonna kind of like disregard the loot.
But since it looks like this is the only way into the new labyrinthine Ooku, I'm afraid we have no choice but to make use of it ourselves. If you were to enter the Ooku from one of the servants' entrances, or even if you were to get a bird's eye view of the place, I'm sure it would look like a perfectly ordinary building.
You'll see? Okay.
But when you go there from the passage reserved just for the Shogun, it leads to a mysterious labyrinth. That appears to be the situation we're dealing with right now. That space is clearly warped. It's an unknown and secluded spatial structure made by Magecraft. To be honest, it may even surpass the Atlas Institute's engineering, though I really should not compare them since this technology and ours could not possibly be more different. Whatever's happening here is like nothing I have ever seen. How strange. And this sort of thing would usually be right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I just cannot get excited about this all. Indeed, I have no idea how or why this happened. I'm also pretty sure we never had this much Indian decor before. This is all wrong for Tokugawa interior design. If the decorator were here, I'd ask them to redo the whole thing.
This is that an elephant? Is that supposed to look like an elephant? It looks like an elephant. The door.
Anyway, that's the Ojoguchi, the door that actually leads to the Ooku, but you would think that someone is here. If someone is there.
Yo, hello.
Who in the world are they? Are they supposed to be the attendants guarding the Ojoguchi? Just look at them. I would never ever hire a person like that. The Ooku's attendants must be proper ladies from noble families. You have every right to be angry. Those things are clearly not living creatures. They may look alluring, but they're nothing more than automata or homunculi, puppets, really. There seems to be something different about them compared to normal automatons, though. They seem vaguely Indian, just like this corridor. Why is that? The Ojoguchi really does need someone to stand guard at all hours of the day and night, so maybe our enemy thought that marionettes who don't need to sleep would be right for the job. What a ridiculous idea. At any rate, that's definitely the door to the Ooku, so we can't afford to stop now. You there, the attendant with 4 arms.
Wait, is this the mob from the summer event? Maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like it is.
Welcome, thank you for coming. Please enjoy your... It can talk? Oh, well, aren't you just full of surprises? But I'm Kasuga Natsubone. I spent my life watching over the Ooku.
Most events use mobs, so it might be. Yeah, I think one of the mobs was this in the summer event. Like this year's summer.
It will take more than a little song and dance to scare me off now, you bizarre marionette. Now step aside or I'll strike you down where you stand. Yeah! Oh, whoops. It seems this is your lucky day, you monster. I don't have my Naginata on me now. Sorry for the trouble, Lady Par, but would you mind taking over from here? Wait, huh? You can't just bring these things on me like this.
Yeah, Emmanuel, those are the different automatons. You're so weak. Oh. Okay. Oh, whoa. These ones only appeared in Ooku? Oh, interesting. You're so weak. It's an event. Kiara wasn't that weak, you know? She had a tiny bit of difficulty to her.
They looked so suspicious. And we were about to fight them anyway, so I didn't hesitate to exercise them, but... They never actually attacked us, did they? Now I feel kinda bad. They must have been too scared to fight back after seeing your divine glory, goddess. Oh, and, I guess your faith scared them off too, Lady Shishuin. Anyway, now there's no one left to get in our way. Come on, let's go. Master, I suspect you're going to find an even stranger world past the passageway than what you're seeing now. It could be ruled by structures, laws, and theories that are completely different from the ones outside the Ooku. Basically, there's no telling what might happen. Oh yes, this is what a good dungeon crawl should be like. Oh, sorry, I slipped into spectator mode by mistake. I should take a page from Holmes's book when it comes to keeping my cool. Anyway, be extra careful in there, everyone. This is where the expedition really begins.
I recommend you using an apple to store your AP. Back in the day, I kept wasting AP because I got it got refilled while I was reading. Oh yeah, I mean I have like 40 right now, I think so. Yeah, 46. I mean, these mobs I'm just gonna blitz through. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're about to start, guys. We're about to start the event. Don't worry, we're about to start the story. Just one more arrow. This is the place?
Oh my, the door just locked itself behind us. Looks like they have no intention of letting us leave. Fine by me. Let's keep on moving then.
It's maybe moot at this point, but it's really okay for me to be here.
Please don't call attention to that. I'm trying to... My hardest not to think about it. Of course it's against the rules for men to enter the Ooku, but those are bound to change with the times. Besides, there are clearly more important things to worry about right now. In fact, now that I really think about it, this hallway is just like the Osusuroka we were just in. The sliding doors, the walls, the ceiling, the flooring, the decorative transom. None of it is like the Ooku I know, not one bit. If this isn't the real Ooku, which it clearly isn't, then I don't have to worry about the rules. In fact, I'll be damned if I do. So there we go. So this is the Ooku. Of course, being a woman of the cloth as I am, I've never seen such a place before, let alone entered one. But I never expected such lurid lighting and intimate quarters. Oh, I can practically feel the dark passion here crowding out the very air itself. In fact, I can't help but notice something sweet rolling around in these walls, so thick it all but chokes me. But I suppose that's hardly a surprise. The Ooku is a cloistered palace, where the press of warm bodies and passion can be felt at all hours, is it not? Oh no, don't worry. I'm not here to condemn such things. It is, after all, necessary for the survival of the species.
Ma'am, no one asked. You're just going on a monologue here. Nobody asked.
To be alive is to be a slave to the desires of the flesh, you know? And no, this isn't normal at all. I'm afraid you have some very big misconceptions about the Ooku, Lady Seishuin. The real Ooku is nothing like this dim subterranean labyrinth. Yes, it's broad and complex, but it was also clean and spacious and perfectly pleasant. It even had a garden. Besides, the Ooku is reserved solely for the shogun's wife and concubines. Its purpose is to ensure a safe place in which to produce an heir to the Tokugawa family. That's why it exists. If you think the shogun simply goes about laying his hands on any woman in the palace, in the place who happens to catch his eye, like the harems you may have heard about in other countries, you could not be further from the truth, and I'll thank you to not spread your groundless impressions further.
I do like Kasuga's facial expressions. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Really? That's exactly what I thought it was like too. Not you too, Lady Par. It seems I need to educate you all on exactly what the Ooku is and what it stands for. Fortunately, as the Shogun's wet nurse, I'm responsible for his education, so I have plenty of experience teaching all manner of things. Alright, all of you, have a seat. I would also be interested to hear your lecture about the Ooku, Kasuga no Tsubone, but I think I'll have to wait.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm picking up something ahead of you.
It's lore. This is not lore. This is exposition dumping. There's a difference.
This is not just something. It's human. It's just a simple, ordinary human signal.
Of all the possible reasons that ran through my mind when I heard the commotion near the Ojoguchi, I never expected this. This is going to be quite a hassle.
You're Lord Matsudaira. Lord Matsudaira Izuno Kami Nobutsuna. What are you doing here? Let me check the whole database here. There. Matsudaira Izuno Kami Nobutsuna. One of the highest ranking officials in General Iemitsu Shogunate, and one of the 3 key advisors supporting him. He is especially renowned for his vast intelligence and was called Wise Izu.
Cool.
I guess he must have been around during this time as well. Indeed he is, though I do get the sense that we haven't seen each other for a long time.
I'm sure bro won't be taken aback by being referred to in the past tense, true. A long time. I have never seen you before in my life, woman.
Fine then. What if I call you by your childhood name, Lord Choshiro? Even if I do look different now, I can't believe you would forget about the woman who raised you. It's me, Fuku, Kasuga no Tsubone.
As hard as it is to believe, seeing your piercing eyes and the way you conduct yourself. It does seem that you could only be Lady Casca. Yet another strange occurrence.
If anything's strange around here, it's you. What are you doing here? And why do I get the feeling you look much younger than you're supposed to?
Let's just say that I have my lord to thank for my new youth. Now, what are you doing here? I thought you were supposed to be bedridden.
Never mind me. Who's this lord you're serving? If your answer is anything besides the Shogun...
Lord Iemitsu. He's not dead, but he's no longer here either. I could not serve him anymore, even if I wished to. Cool. Thus, I now serve none but the lord of the new Ooku here in this new Edo castle. Your services are no longer needed, Lady Casca.
You're one of Lord Iematsu's most trusted advisors. How could you be so shameless as to turn your back on him? I know I raised you better than that.
You speak nonsense, Lady Casca. How can I serve a lord who's no longer here? Are you talking about... Is Gordolf this new lord of yours? That Tokugawa. At any rate, you must all be given a proper welcome. But that's a job for the attendants, not myself. Somebody, come here.
So, there are more of those things. Oh, a proper welcome. Does it mean they're going to dance for us? These look like they're going to be much more aggressive than those last cards. Please get back, Tsubone.
Six remaining. That's fine. Actually, let me wait one turn with that. Let me go with this one first. Because it's neutral damage. Oh, the hair. Yeah, you guys are talking about the hair stuff. I mean, it was similar in the priest, or not priest. What was it? I guess it was the priest, right? The people in Europe when they had like during the 15th century and stuff like that, and around that time, when they had that hairstyle with like a bald head and then just like the weird looking circle of hair on their head. Clergy, that's it. The clergy. Thank you, Zeno. The clergy. That's the word that I was looking for. The bowl cut? It was a bowl cut, but it was there was a big bald spot in the middle. The proto bowl cut, that's it. It's the Tonsure. Okay. Tonsure. You almost level up? I think it's still like 80k XP or something.
Yeah, I'm glad it was over with. I can confirm there are no more hostiles nearby, but I'm afraid.
You got 22k from this one? Hey.
It seems that man from before is gone as well. Lord Nobutsuna. You were never the most sociable person, but I'm certain you cared for the Shogun just as much as I did. You're his royal retainer. Why would you do this? At least we now know that whoever's behind this is working with people like that.
80k is nothing. Yeah.
As a high-ranking shogunate official, second only to the shogun himself, he must know all about Edo Castle. And if he's working with whoever's behind this, maybe he knows where Director Gurdolf and the others are too. I hope we can get some information out of him the next time we see him. Either way, we still need to keep making our way through this labyrinth if we want answers. The leader, man, this is where the real dungeon crawl begins. I know it looks impossible to navigate, but given that someone must have built it, I'd be very surprised if there were some way to determine the correct route.
If there's not some way to determine the correct route.
It could just be some kind of idiosyncrasy on the part of its creator during the building process, or it could be something they did intentionally. Whichever it is, I want you to keep a close eye on your surroundings so you do not miss it.
Okay. So there should be some kind of sign as to where to go. Wait, how many arrows? One arrow, okay. Wait, this is the only place we can go, right? Okay. Oh, which way to go? The path split in two. Wait, what? What? Okay. Oh, I see. So they said there must be some sort of idiosyncrasy. Which way do you feel like going? Well, I feel like you can go here and then it probably leads up here. And then you can continue going. This one doesn't feel like it... I mean, it could also... Because like, what the fuck is this part here for, right? This one doesn't have that kind of part. What the fuck would this be for? I guess it could just be like a short and part of the hallway. The paths are named, by the way. Warm corridor, cold corridor. No battles. This one has a battle. What does that mean, though? Lock in an answer and I'll tell you if you guessed correctly. This time only. I'm thinking, what would cold and warm mean? Because I feel like we're in here. Nobody has ever mentioned any kind of like temperature stuff. We don't know the exact time that this is happening in, but I'm gonna guess by how everyone's dressed and stuff that it's kind of like it's not too cold. It's not like during the winter. So why would it be cold then, right? And also, there's battles here. There's no battles here. And also there is this, I feel like this is the idiosyncrasy, maybe. Warm corridor. I feel like warm is more natural. That feels more normal. You're not spending AP. Yeah, I do see that. I'm gonna lock in warm corridor. There's a reason to unlock the entire map. I'll do it off stream though. I'll go back and I'll do it. Correct? Okay. So wait, is it okay? Well, I don't think I should be asking too much. There's no battles. Beginning this quest will use the following item. The room on the right is that dead end. I mean, I feel like it's because of this, though. Maybe not, though. There's a warm presence. What? Maybe it's not because of this, actually. Now that I look at it, it might not be because of this. The floor is nice and warm and cozy. The room's shape doesn't tell you much? Damn. Tanuki room. Oh, and now it's a battle. Okay. So wait, based on what maid servants are waiting inside the room, I don't know what the clue here was. Because I feel like the way that they're talking about it, it feels like you can always pick the correct one by, you know, thinking about it. But I don't know what the clue, and like finding the clue that that's hidden somewhere in it. But I don't know what the clue here was. Each with a different team so that you can learn on one floor can misguide you? Okay. It's a tutorial floor. Warm, Tanuki. We'll see. There's quotes. Okay. She was talking about everyone enjoying themselves here, being intimate. Okay. Damage corridor. Loud corridor. I feel like it's loud then. Warm, loud. That would be in line with what Kiara was saying. The APN or items used will not be expanded till you clear the quest battle. Okay. You're getting it? Yeah. Something jolly seems to be inside the room. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, okay, I see. This is... Okay, I see how this is a tutorial floor then. Only 3. Wow, okay. I'm gonna let my Ptolemy take care of it. These random ass rooms with names are where the farming nodes were. I see. Biblioteca Basileo. Hey, I'm about to level up. Boom. Pig's room or pig room. Wait, how much more? 7,000. One battle. Act 2, the audience, part 2. earlier. Huh? What the? What's this place? I could have sworn I was just alone in my room, enjoying my weekly ham and sausage feast away from the others, to say nothing of the little animals prying nose. What's going on? Am I sleepwalking? Is that what it is? Maybe I should have taken Da Vinci's advice and gone in for a regular checkup after all. At any rate, I'm the head of Chaldea, the mental support pillar, holding up the entire organization by myself. I can't let staff relax their focus now. Not when we're in the middle of war. Gordon doing a sausage party. You know, I actually was going to read sausage fast, but then I was like, wait, that's not fast, it's feast. I need to head back to my still under construction director's office and make sure we all get out of this alive. All that aside, where am I anyway? Is this the way out? Nope. What? Who are you? Stay back! I said stay back, damn it! Huh? Huh? So that's how it's going to be, is it? Very well. I have my scrolls and my mystic code. I can fight back handily. Take this! Perplexing golf punch! He actually dismembered one. Bewildering golf punch. Intimidating golf punch. Okay. Pitiful. They're all too weak. Or perhaps I'm just too strong. All that aside, even I can't believe I took care of that many enemies for so quickly. I suppose I must have grown more than I realized over the course of this journey. Huh. It seems I have awakened the beast within me. I may be a particularly late bloomer, so late that I almost didn't make it in time, but nonetheless. Oh, so there's still more of you, are there? Don't you realize you're hopelessly outmatched? Okay, he knows some offensive magecraft. I have no interest in kicking those who are down, especially when they're already a full lap behind. But if you mean to attack me, then you leave me no choice. I need to get back to the people eagerly awaiting my return. Now, move aside, for I'm become death, destroyer of you. Nice. Yes, I always wanted to say something like that. He worked for policies, makes sense, yeah. True.
Phew. Seeing all those puppets back attack us without so much as blinking is kinda creepy, if not downright scary. Yes, it was terrifying how many there were. Lucky for us, they weren't very strong. I agree. I may have lost some of my power, but I can still handle these enemies just fine. And since I have all of you helping too, I don't think we'll have any trouble making progress.
But also hopeless, I wouldn't ask him to get me a sandwich, yeah. We could handle 1,000 of them with our hands tied behind that back. I can't see Adashino doing, like, giving him any kind of responsibility, I'm gonna be honest.
Master, may I ask a favor of you?
What's up?
Weak though these attendants may be, I think it would be better if we didn't destroy any more of them than necessary. I ask this simply because all things, living or otherwise, have value in the Buddha's eyes. So you think we should treat everything with respect, even if it lacks a soul? I can get behind that.
Interesting. All things, living or otherwise, have value in the Buddha's eyes. Wait, is it wait, what's it called again? What's the Japanese branch of Buddhism? The main one? Fuck, why am I forgetting it? Shintoism. Isn't it Shintoism that believes that everything has a soul? Interesting.
Okay, let's not get carried away and go around destroying any more of them than we have to.
No more violence than strictly necessary. Got it.
You have a kind heart, Lord Delivermet. I like that very much.
Yeah, Shinto. Oh, it's the native one. Yeah, yeah.
Everyone should be sympathetic for those who lack power, regardless of how high they may rank. The fact that you can summon up that kind of sympathy even in circumstances as these speaks volumes of your inner strength of character. I see that you're not merely repeating what you have heard, but truly believe what you say. Yes, I'm very impressed. There's a good boy.
That doesn't feel patronizing at all.
Is she treating Master like a child?
This is kind of embarrassing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Force of habit. Long ago, I decided that whenever I praise a child, I would do so with all my strength, and that I would pat their head whenever I did so. And now, it's a habit that's very hard to break.
True.
And now, it's a habit that's very hard to break. Actually, sorry if I made you uncomfortable.
It's kind of refreshing.
At any rate, thank you all for indulging such a selfish request. You really believe in mercy, don't you? I guess you really are as gentle as you look, Kiara.
You have no idea, Mesh.
No, it's not like that. I simply seek salvation in accordance with my fate. Yes, after all, I feel nothing at all when I destroy these dolls. When we destroy these dolls. Not to mention that these attendants were clearly designed by someone for a specific purpose.
Heaven's Hall.
I cannot let Master down in the face of such an insidious trap. Whatever the one who planned all of this is plotting, we mustn't make it easy for them.
Okay, let me just do the labyrinth right now, and then I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. Okay, so wait, this is... I'm guessing this is the only way to go, right? I'm guessing these ones are dead by now. The giggling sound can be heard from the corridor. Lively corridor. Lots of laughter can be heard from the inside the room. Fox room? Fox room. Lots of maidservants are sitting inside the room. Five. Basilio. Let me just do this. It's fine. Oops. Whoops. Mahapraya.
無事終わりました。内容いかがでしたか？
Hey. Level up. 129. Wait, what did that say? Heart of a foreign god? Interesting. Okay, let me finish Act 2 here. Surely this is the last part of Act 2. It's lowercase. The audience, part 3. Or at least this is gonna be the last arrow either way, though. Even if it's not the last part of Act 2. Are you sure it's about this? Oh, Kama.
Why would you even ask such a boring question? Of course I'm sure. Why do you think I would say otherwise?
Forgive me. I could not help but inquire, given what an unusual looking sword they were.
You're quite a worrywart, aren't you, Matsudaira? It doesn't matter what someone may be like before they enter the Tokugawa Ooku. Before they do, once they do, there's only one way forward for them. And I don't just mean physically. I explicitly designed it so one can only proceed by behaving in a certain way. So of course I'm not going to have certain thoughts about the innermost chamber I created myself.
Yes, my lady.
That said, this is a little unexpected. They're not enjoying themselves as much as they're supposed to.
By the way, I don't know anything about like Indian mythology and stuff, so I have no idea what Kama is.
Maybe it's because that romance-addled goody Parvati is there with them. But it's fine. Who cares? I sure don't. Anyway, that reminds me. How are things going with the one I left in your care?
You'll know by the end? Okay. Nice. Have you played the Persona Shin Megami Tensei game? No. I'm afraid there has not yet been much progress.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Just keep at it until you're satisfied. Still, don't you think it would be faster to cut your losses, crush them, and make them appear already?
I do not. I appreciate the suggestion, my lady. But I would like to keep trying for a little longer. They're useful as they are now. God of loving Hinduism. Okay.
Hey, I let them in your charge for a reason. If that's what you want to do, go right ahead. Just because I think you're wasting your time on that piece of trash doesn't mean I'm not rooting for you to succeed. In the end, that's what I am after all. Which is why I'm going to do the same thing to all of them. Parvati may make me sick to my stomach, but I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't extend a hand to her anyway. Yes, why beat around the bush when there's no need to? I should go out there and greet them as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Phew, another battle over.
Nice work.
They're not stronger than they were They're not stronger than they were before, but it's so hard dealing with so many at a time.
Really?
All the remains are literally starting to pile up. Talk about a critical hit with that last one. Did you see the way its head went flying? Very, very nice. Oh. I'm sorry to ask this delivery, Matt, but could you give me a few minutes?
Sure.
Is she picking up all their heads? Oh my. She appears to be gathering them together so she can pray over them.
Yeah. She seems more goddess-like than ever. Sure.
Okay, hold on. Sorry to keep you waiting. I know these are our enemies and that they are nothing more than automatized familiars. Maybe there's no point in doing this, since I know they aren't even alive. But I just couldn't live with myself if I didn't try to do something. If I didn't try to do something. Is that strange?
The difference between Parvati and Kiara. Kiara being like, I do not give a single fuck about these automata. And then Parvati praying for them. No, you good. It's fine.
Oh, good. I'm relieved to hear that. I don't think it's especially strange either, but I am curious why you did it. It's because the Buddha resides in all things, living and otherwise. I suppose you could say that's part of it, but it's really much simpler than that. First of all, seeing their heads fly like that got me thinking about my son.
They aren't human, why should she? By her definition, nothing is human apart from herself.
Even if they are only dolls, the idea of letting them lie like that just didn't sit well with me.
Yes.
You're talking about Ganesha? Huh, I see. Apart from that, I mostly just felt like it. After all, I'm Parvati, the goddess of beauty and benevolence, so of course I would pray for my enemies. Oh, though of course, that's not to say I would do that for anyone and everyone. I'm sure you've realized as much from our battle so far, but I don't feel the need to pray for them every time. I understand that the enemy would see that as naivete and weakness. But still, when I do happen to feel a desire to be kind to them, I don't want to ignore it. Maybe that really is my naivete and weakness speaking. But even if it is, I think that's an important part of who I am.
Cool.
I'll never forget how you saved me without any ulterior motive back when I was utterly helpless, Lady Par. I'm sure you did so because you weren't able to ignore your kind nature then, either. I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. Oh, you're welcome. In that case, I pretty much just acted without thinking, but I guess it does boil down to that when you put it into words. You're right, I couldn't ignore my desire to help. An important part of who you are, huh? That's true, the greater a divine spirit you are, the more unavoidable the problem becomes. To be a deity is to contain multitudes, after all. Put another way, which version of you is here right now? Right, for example, Kali or Durga would never do something like this.
Durga mentioned. No idea who Kali is, though.
If they didn't crush the doll's head and the remains beneath their feet, they'd probably wear their remains as trophies. Kali, the god of fury, and Durga, the god of war. I remember someone told me that they're like different sides of you.
It's gonna be fun when you find out. Well, The God of War. The God of War? Boy.
I think they also said that your spirit origin may be different, but you all share the same divine core. I see. So the fact that you're like this is specifically because you aren't in their spirit origin right now?
Well, I guess we'll see in LB4.
As you know, I'm manifesting right now via the innate goodness of this girl I'm using as my avatar.
Does that mean more Sakura faces? Well, thank God that we know that she's not what's the name again? Durga is not a Sakura face, so
That goodness also repels any disposition that can't acclimate to it. So right now, I really am just Parvati and nothing more.
Durga is a Sakura face? Hello, in what universe is Durga a Sakura face? What? She looks is nothing like Sakura. What? Huh? What?
Well, there might still be, what's the expression for this sort of thing? The yin and yang? The yang and the yin? Oh, the yin and the yang? The yang and the yin?
Oh no. She's talking about Doman.
Either way, there might still be a tiny drop of that in me. But it's so small that I couldn't worry about it even if I wanted to.
Let me see. I guess the art style is very slightly similar to Sakura. I guess I can kind of maybe see it now that you point it out. To be fair, even with Kama, I would never call her a Sakura face if I didn't see her later ascensions. Because she doesn't look like Sakura until later ascensions. I can kind of see it, I guess. But then doesn't that disposition make it hard for you to fight?
That's true. Or at least, it usually would. But I think the most important thing is that I'm still here despite that. And I think the fact that I'm here even though I'm not well suited for fighting, that I'm here even though I had to borrow part of my husband's power to manifest. I can't help but feel like that means something.
Don't look at the face. What do you mean? Isn't that the main significance of the Sakura face? It's a face.
There's some sort of reason why you need to be here rather than Durga or Kali.
Or that I need to be here.
It's significant somehow. Significant somehow. Or at least, that's how it feels to me. I'm afraid there isn't much else I can say beyond that at this point. Of course, I'm sure you would have all preferred if I manifested with a side that was a little better at fighting. I know it would make things at least a little easier for all of you if I had, so I'm sorry about that.
I take you over them any day. I don't even know them. I can't say that. No problem here.
I'm relieved to hear you say that. And I can promise you at least to do my best to not get in your way. To get in your...
Huh?
No, I had to think more positively than that. I'll do my best to be as helpful as I can. I want to be sharp and ruthless in battle, not just kind outside of it. Anyway, I don't know how helpful I can be, but I promise I promise you all I'm going to try my best.
Bro, I swear there's so many characters that look more similar to one another than Durga does to the other Sakura faces. Okay, let's see. Aromatic corridor, quiet corridor. I feel like it's aromatic. quiet wouldn't make sense because that would be non-living. I feel like we're going for the living things. I feel like aromatic corridor is fine. Wait, no bad. Okay, yeah, let me do this. There's a sweet scent. Aromatic. An eerie sounding moan can be heard through the wall. Is there something behind it? Aromatic corridor. After sliding open the Fusuma, maidservants come out and start pressing themselves against you. Okay. Deer room. Okay. Sure. You're surrounded by maidservants. If you take the wrong path at the beginning, you get extra story. Basically, a damn, we fucked up. Ah. Damn. Every Sakura face has a ribbon that Sakura wore. Nice. Is that it? Beautiful corridor. Yeah, I'm done. Oh, sound of something can be heard. My bad. Shamisen echoes through the corridor, making it sound like chamber music. Okay. Don't crash. Beautiful corridor. The sound of the shamisen abruptly stops at the moment you stand in front of the room. Sheep room. You'll know once you're halfway done. You're close. The maidservants carrying shamisen suddenly ambush you. Sure. Oh. The emulator is struggling with the labyrinth? Yeah. It's fine. It's fine though. luxurious or beat up corridor. Oh, wait. What? How? I feel like the theme of this floor here is alive or dead, right? Dead or alive. So I feel like luxurious means it's been maintained, while beat up means it's kind of like dead. I'm gonna guess luxurious. It's maintained. There's people in it. If it's beat up, then people are not probably, yeah. It's a grandiose looking Fusuma that seems meant to receive important guests. Okay. Cow room. 5 AP. Okay, is this what we call it for today? If we continue it tomorrow. I don't want to restore my AP for this. I feel like this is what we call it. I was gonna call it when the next node comes up, but might as well call it here. Things that show life, so luxurious room is lived in while a beat up. Yeah, exactly. Yup. That's what I meant by life and death. Like something that shows signs of life versus something that doesn't. Okay, let's call it here then. 5 more floors of this. Great. I'm not sure how I feel about the... Okay, Da Vinci, I'm talking. I'm not sure how I feel about the entire mechanic of it. I mean, it's kind of fun to think about, like, to try to guess which is the correct one, but also it feels kind of tedious. It doesn't really add much, you know? So... we can send the map. No, it's fine. As I said, I think my favorite part is just trying to figure out which is the correct and shortest path. I think that's kind of fun, depending on the teams. And it kind of also forces you to fully pay attention to everything that everyone's saying in the story, so that's fun. But the actual going through the rooms, God, it's fine. The story itself is the interesting part. I'm sure no, it's fine. This entire intro, wait, did it? Okay, it didn't break the chat box. It's too much and it loads constantly. Yeah. But what I was gonna say is the prologue is so... I don't know. The prologue was so... like, kind of frustrating to this. I'm sure the story is, like, gets really good, as you guys said, but the prologue was so frustratingly, like, long. And, like, with the other Lost Build prologues and stuff like that wasn't a problem, because it was kind of like, they had, like, portions where they would break it up with the entire Cryptor lore, which was always just you lock in and it's so hype seeing all the Cryptor lore, and then it would go back to like some exposition and stuff like that, and it would kind of like break up pieces that wouldn't feel tedious. But here it didn't break it up. It was just basically like 2 hours of exposition dumping, and it was like, okay. Okay, but I'm sure it's gonna get really good. But yeah, the start can be a kind of rough. Also, I really was worried about Fujimaru Ritsuka being extremely frustrating in this, but you know what? Over these past few nodes, it hasn't been that big of a problem. It's been a way bigger problem in Seraph than here so far. Obviously, it feels a bit stupid that he's not trying to figure out more about Kiara and stuff like that, right? Because he knows nothing about it. He just went on, like, went along with her story, not knowing anything about who she is, why he has a contract with her, when he got it. Like, he's not trying to figure out anything, even though up until this point, every single servant that he has, he knows, and he has been very familiar with. But with Kiara, he doesn't know anything about her, and he's just running along with it, which is kind of frustrating, but you know what? It's fine. It doesn't play that big on effect. I'm sure that Kiara is gonna obviously play a big role in this as time goes on, and us not knowing her is gonna bite us in the ass, but you know what? Maybe he's gonna learn for next time then. I know it sows important plot seeds for later, but they do it in a way that's not very engaging here, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure it's gonna get better. So, we gotta talk about Gula too. It has the raids on the 4th day if you wanna participate. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how the story is gonna be. So yeah, we'll see. Breaking up the slog of exposition dumps. Yeah. Because I do think that also there was a similar issue. Was it? I think it was LB2, right? That had that the similar issue where it was just exposition dumping at the beginning, and they were like just in the shadow border, just talking for what felt like hours. And then when you finally came out. Whereas in like LB1, you just almost instantly went out of your shadow border into the wild and explored the world and actually saw what was happening in the world without it being explained to you tediously, right? And I feel like here, once again, they kind of like explained everything before that you actually went into it, right? I kind of prefer how LB1 did it, where you actually explore the world as opposed to the world being explained to you prior to getting there. So, but it's fine. Like, not every single story has the same story beats and wants to play out in a similar manner, so we'll see how it's gonna go. We'll see. I'm sure, as you guys said, the story gets really good later on, so yeah. And the weekends of every LB has a different writer. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. Very, very Japanese history heavy. Yes, I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like with the Japanese, I like Japanese history and I think it's very interesting, but for some reason, the way that FGO tells it, it feels like it's so hyper-specific on some things that are, I feel like, very Japanese, and people usually, like, I feel like Japanese people would appreciate a lot more than I would. That makes me appreciate it less than some of the other stories, right? Because I feel like when, like, let's say China and stuff like that, they were covering a lot. I feel like it was a lot more of a general covering of the history as opposed to hyper-specific with like Japanese stuff here. So it was a lot more, it can be a lot more enjoyable for people who don't know anything about those things, right? 3 minutes more and you can do cow room. You can base this time around on the summer event. Yeah. That's a common criticism for the Japan-focused stories in FGO. Yep. Yeah. Because Shimosa was fun. I enjoyed Shimosa, but I didn't get as invested in Shimosa as some of the other stories. Because that was also a very Japanese-centric one. And let's not even talk about this, the summer the summer event. What was it again? What was the summer event? The Japanese one. That one was interesting. That one was insane. I don't know a ton of Japan history though. It's good to learn about it and stuff like that, but yeah. You know, samurai movies feeling for Shimosa. Yeah, but Shimosa was, I mean, it was good. I like the way that it was obviously laid out and stuff, but we already talked about Shimosa. So, yeah. Yeah. But anyways, let me wrap it up here before my energy fully recharges. So, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm very tired. I was very tired today, so tomorrow should be a stream, and we should be continuing on, and we should make hopefully some progress in the entire labyrinth here in the story, and I'm sure the story is gonna start moving, like it's gonna start actually going a bit more, not maybe faster, but in an interesting direction here. So I'm excited for it. You guys hyped it up a lot, so I'm sure it's gonna be good. But thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you in tomorrow, most likely tomorrow's stream. So Bye, guys.